Hello students, welcome back. So we were discussing about the reactions in solution and we have discussed so many terms that how to express the concentration of solution. So there are several terms, fine, so that we have seen in the previous video. So we'll continue with those terms. So concentration terms. Okay, so next is your mole fraction. Till mole fraction we have discussed and we have seen in class that sum of all the mole fraction is equal to 1, as you have seen mathematically. Fine. Then next is your strength of solution. I think it's the 8th one, strength of solution. So let's see what is the strength of solution. Okay, so for this you have to recall your molarity expression. That molarity is equal to what? Number of moles of solute per volume in liters. Then we have seen molarity is equal to number of moles, that is given mass by molar mass, volume in liters. Fine. Now here this ratio, that is amount of solute in grams per volume of solution, this is known as strength of solution. Strength is also a concentration term. Strength of solution is equal to amount of solute in grams per volume. So what is defined as? It is defined as amount of solute in grams, okay, present per liter of solution. Let's see. Its units. So unit of strength, as it is in grams, so strength is equal to grams per liter. Very simple, grams per liter, it's a strength. Okay, now from this formula, molarity formula, will get the relationship between molarity and strength. So as this is strength, so let's substitute the value. Okay, molarity is equal to strength divided by molar mass. So what is molarity now? Sorry, what is strength of solution? Is equal to molarity into molar mass of solute. This is about the relationship between the two. Fine. Now let's see the next term is that molarity equation. So what is that molarity equation and how we have to apply? Okay. So that only will be deriving from the molarity only. So next is 9th term, molarity equation. So it is M1 V1 is equal to M2 V2. Fine. Where M1 is the molarity of M1 is equal to molarity of undiluted solution. Then M2 molarity of diluted solution. Then V1 volume of undiluted solution. Then V2 is the volume of diluted solution. Now what's the meaning of this and when we have to use this molarity equation? As the equation is M1 V1 is equal to M2 V2. Fine. Here M1 you can let other solution also. Basically it's about two solutions. Two different solutions having different molarity. Then how to find out the volume in that case of the other solution. Okay, two different solutions but of the same reactant. Okay, it doesn't like that you just take the another reactant. No, same reactant you have to take. Fine. See, if I'll say that suppose we are having 0.1 molar HCl solution. Okay, this is the example that I am giving to you. I'm having the 0.1 molar HCl solution, and my question is, now what you have to do, you have to prepare 0.01 molar HCl solution out of this. You are having this much solution of this much molarity, this much concentration. Now you have to prepare 0.01. Fine. This you are having, this you have to prepare from this molar solution, and this the solution which you have to prepare, that you have to prepare in 100 ml. Now you have to find out that how much volume of 0.1 molar solution, 0.1 molar HCl has to be taken to dilute solution so that it can reach to this concentration. Are you getting my question? What you have to do here? You have to calculate the volume of this solution so that you can dilute up to that to make the solution of 0.01 molar, that is of desired concentration in 100 ml. So let's solve this, and you will get the answer here when you will substitute the values. Okay. So let's say here where M1 we are mentioning to this undiluted form, and this we are diluting by adding water. Okay. So let's say let's consider here this is for 0.1 molar HCl and this is for 0.01 molar HCl. So M1 we know, but V1 we don't know. M2 we know, 0.01, V2 we know 100. So V1 is equal to what? 0.01 into 100 divided by 0.1. So simplify it. This will cancel out. Okay. So V1 is 10 ml. So it means when you will take 10 ml of this solution, then it will be its concentration will change and it will become the solution of 0.01 molar. This is how you will be preparing the solutions in lab of the desired concentration. Fine. So this is the usage of this molarity equation. Okay, this molarity equation for dilution purpose. One more equation is there when two different reactants take part in the reaction. Here we have discussed of that of the same solution because that only can be diluted. It is not meant for the two different types of reactants. So the second equation, M1V1 divided by A1, M2V2 divided by A2. Okay, where A1 is the A1 and A2. They are the stoichiometric coefficients. These are the stoichiometric coefficients. Okay. So let's see how to use this reaction. So for example, this you will be using, like suppose if you take neutralization reaction, gives you what? Salt plus water. Fine. Let's say HCl is 0.1 molar and NaOH is 0.2 molar. Fine. And the volume of HCl is say 100, NaOH is 100 ml, so you have to calculate the volume of HCl. Fine, now you will be using this equation for carrying out because here two different reactants are there. Fine. So here A1, A2, this you will be using in the titration also, in practical titration part. We will be using there. So I am telling you here only. Fine. 0.1 molar. 0.2 molar. Fine. So here you can easily calculate and calculate the value of the volume. Okay. Fine. So these are the okay. So here what are the stoichiometric coefficients? Here it's simple. It's already balanced. No need to balance it. So it is 1 here. It is 1 here. So A1 is 1 and A2 is also 1. So this is how you will be using the molarity equation for both the types of situations. Okay. One is for dilution purpose and one is for the reaction purpose. So now let's see the last thing related to this. Last term we're not going to discuss because it is not given in your syllabus. Fine. So last thing we'll discuss here, that the differences between, very important, molarity and molarity. Fine. So molarity and molality. Fine. So first is their definition only, that this is molarity is number of moles of solute per volume of solution. Here molality is number of moles of solute per mass of the solvent in kg. Then its units, moles per liter, moles per kg. And that next is the temperature, effect of temperature. Effect of temperature, very very important. So molarity changes with change in temperature, but molality is independent of temperature. It answers lies in the reason lies in its definition. As we know that volume, it keeps on changing with temperature. When you increase the temperature, the volume changes. It will decrease, yes. If you take 100 ml of water and start heating it, but you will find after some time its volume decreases. Fine, so volume changes with change in temperature, but the mass is that quantity which will never change with temperature, because it is a fixed quantity. If you have taken 1 kg, heated, it will remain 1 kg only. Fine, so there is no loss of matter in that. So that's why it is temperature dependent, and this is temperature independent. The question comes in this way, that out of molarity and molality, which one is temperature dependent and which one is temperature independent. So molarity is temperature dependent, but molality is independent of temperature. So the reason is this only. Here it is volume, here it is mass. Depends upon temperature, do not depend upon temperature. And with respect to this, you have to note one point, that all the solutions, temperature has to be kept constant. Temperature has to be kept constant while preparing solution. Solution using any concentration term. This you have to keep in mind, that temperature has to be constant while preparing solution using any concentration term. Using any concentration term. Fine. Otherwise their concentration you can say it may vary. Okay. So this is all about the concentration terms. In next class we'll talk about, we'll discuss numericals related to concentration terms. Fine. Till then, thank you.